Hello everyone, thank you for coming up today. My old subscribers, thank you. And to those that are viewing for the first time or that have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. And to my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Please do not forget to hit on the like button. A Nollywood actor and actress has been exposed with the hidden and secret activity they've been having for a very long time. The major reason why actress Motilola's marriage to her husband crashed has now been revealed, and this is because this particular actress has been having a secret affair with her colleague, that's Kunle Afford. And funny enough, Kunle Afford is also a married man. Can you see how messy this whole thing looks? Motilola is married, Kunle is married, but they decided that they want to have something special between both of them, forgetting their spouse. And few days ago, Motilola took to her Instagram page. If we could recall, for some of us that have actually seen that, you notice that she went to her Instagram page and announced that her own marriage to her husband, who is a military guy, that Adekunle, has now ended. And you know, Gist Lover, he's always out there to give full detailed information regarding what really transpired. It was gathered that Kunle Afford's wife found out about her husband's affair with the actress Motilola. But you know now, it's very painful. So she couldn't even hold it as a secret, knowing that her husband is an actor and the lady he's involved with is also an actor, knowing they are both popular people in the society. Kunle's wife, that's Desola as her name, had to expose her husband, and Motilola also revealed that her husband is the father of Motilola's last child, because according to the wife, she is now saying that there is a serious resemblance between Motilola's last child and her own husband. You can see how the wife went all the way. It's very painful. She had to go this far because she trusted her husband. She's been faithful to her husband, unknown to her that the husband has been having a secret affair with his own colleague. And that is where it's worse. When you start having secret affairs with someone you're working with, it will end up in a messy way. And she had also concluded that the child Motilola had, the last child, looked just like her husband, that there is no difference. So she has concluded and even said that that child belongs to her husband. And Motilola's husband, who is the military guy, heard about all of this through rumors. No one went directly to tell him, but he kept on hearing rumors flying around that his wife was having an affair with Kunle Afford. The husband had to go to investigate to find out if all of these rumors were true. And from his findings, he realized that his wife had been cheating on him all along. Do you know what this guy did? He came back home. He didn't talk to the wife. He didn't say anything to her. He just decided that he's leaving. He packed out his things, abandoned her and the children in the home. He was so upset that he didn't even want to utter a word to the wife. And right now, it's no longer news that Motilola's marriage has crashed. And that's based on her infidelity with her own colleague. That's her boss, Kunle Afford. That wasn't the only relationship she was involved with. There is another guy in the industry who always called her Moti Mommy. She got into a relationship with this same guy. Why would you be doing something messy like this? Having an affair is even totally wrong. And what makes it worse is the fact that you're having an affair with people in the same place where you work. I think this is a mistake some people make. In a place where you work, you're supposed to give yourself respect. Avoid anything that will tarnish your image, whether you're single or married. There are ways you would handle relationship in your place of work if you're single in such a way that it will not end up in a messy way, because once there's a quarrel, once there's any form of fight between both of you, be rest assured that rumors will start flying out in the place where you work from one colleague to the other. And once it gets to the ear of where the people you're working with, you would notice that there's a different look they will start looking at you. Whatever respect regards they had for you would drop a little, even though you're single, it will drop because people just expect, oh, he should know better or she should know better. When you are in a place of work and you're dating someone, if you're single, just be ready for all the messy scandals that will come with along with it. And if you are married, that is even worse. How can you be married and yet you decide that the place you would want to have a relationship with is with someone you are working with? How were you expecting that kind of relationship would end? And you know what led to all of this? How they became exposed with their infidelity act was because Desola, that's the wife of Kunle, got hints about her husband's affair with Motilola. She had to carry out her own findings. You know now, as women, when they hear anything, some women would just jump on their husbands. Some would want to find out that the whole thing is not just a mere rumor. When the Solar realized that all of these things were actually true, she couldn't take it at all. That was when a serious fight broke up between herself and her husband. She had to make it loud so that people will hear, because she knows that her husband is popular. The lady he was involved with is also popular. And what made it worse for her was the lady involved, Motilola, is a married woman. And that was why Disola did not want to take it lightly with her at all. She had to go about telling everyone who cared to listen how Motilola had been having a secret affair with her own husband. And it was because Desola had to expose them, going around telling people, because she knew that once she opens her mouth to speak and start telling people, it will fly very fast. That was how Motilola's husband, the military guy, got to hear that his own wife was having an affair, not just with one person, with two people, and in the industry where she was actually working. This created a very big quarrel between Motilola and her husband, and they settled. This is how this whole thing ended up in a very messy way. Motilola and the military man, who is her husband, had settled after the whole thing came out. Motilola pleaded and peace reigned between her and her husband. But what led to the husband leaving the house was when Desola, that's the wife to Kunle, now started saying that the child Motilola had, the last child, belonged to her own husband, Kunle, and not the military man that Motilola was married to. This was what got her husband so upset that he felt he's been used all along. And he started doubting whether the other kids were even his, because if your wife you've been married to, you sleep on the same bed with, under the same roof, has been having secret affair and you didn't even know, to make it so difficult is for him to start putting one and two together, like, so the last child is not even his. How is he sure that the other kids belong to him? The wife kept on saying that that child is for her own husband and not for Desola's husband. And this kept on going off and on until Motilola's husband couldn't bear it anymore. Because anywhere he went around and people knew him, knew that he was the husband of Motilola, they just kept on making all those rumors and saying those things. You know how it will feel now as a man, coming to hear that you are fathering a child that doesn't belong to you, even though they've not carried out any DNA tests to confirm. But you know, in every rumor that is being heard and you are the victim or you are the person in question, you would not feel okay with it at all Some people will be patient to wait for a DNA. Some people would not be patient to wait for any DNA. And when her husband left the house, that's Motilola's husband, she couldn't bear the pain of just staying alone with the kids. She also packed and left to one of the estates at Ikotun, Lagos State, Nigeria, at exactly Governor's Road. That's that estate at Governor's Road. That's where she moved into. And also for the upcoming Nollywood involved, he is a side guy for her, and everyone in Nollywood knew that Motilola was having an affair with Kunle Afford. They all knew now, but they would not get themselves involved. They would just watch to see how the whole thing unfolds. And they even had a house at Ibadan where they usually meet themselves together. Look at how messy this whole thing just turned out to be. When people are doing things and you think you're enjoying yourself, think twice before you go any further. Motilola and Kunle felt they were having fun and nobody would know, to the extent that they had a place in Ibadan where they usually meet themselves together, a house. And unknown to them that every day is for the thief and one day is for the owner. Also, they tend to forget that there is nothing hidden under the sun. And come to think of it, they are celebrities. What were they expecting? That it will be swept under the carpet for a long time? It's not possible. And even their colleague knew in the industry that they were both having secret affairs with each other. Obviously, you wouldn't expect that they would go outside to go and start spreading the rumors. Most of them know how such relationships end. So they would allow them to enjoy themselves until the whole thing would just be exposed. And that was exactly what happened. So who knows whether it's someone from the industry who sneaked out to start spreading the rumors. But you can never tell. When you're going around and you're a celebrity, people are watching. So they wouldn't know who and who must have seen them out there that know them and know that they are both married to different people but having secret affairs. Not everybody will be happy to see that, even though if it's none of their business. Some will still go out there to start spreading the rumor or find out a way to reach out to their couple, either the husband or the wife of both of them. And it's not ending up well at all. You can imagine how Motilola has destroyed her own home. She has ended up without her own husband, and Kunle now with his own wife. That is why people should always know that once you are married, what do you need to do? Stick to your spouse. Once you are married, forget about every other person that want to get involved with you. Some people will say it's not their fault. The person forced himself on her or she forced himself on him. You have the right to say no. You have the right to let the person know that you are a faithful man or you're a faithful woman. But some people will just fall for it and they go ahead. And when you ask them, they'll say they are not to be blamed. How won't you be blamed? You're obligated to your own opinion. Likewise, your decision. So no one should hold you on the throat to force you into any form of relationship, especially when you are married. People should learn a lot of lessons. And again, having an affair with someone you're working with should be a no-no. When you are married, you start messing up your own marriage by getting involved with someone who you work with. And even if the person is not someone you work with, so long as it's not your husband or it's not your wife, is a no-no. And no matter how long both of you think you can cover it up and continue having fun, definitely one day you would be exposed. And once you're exposed, you should always know that it wouldn't end up well. Look at how their marriages have now crashed all because of their act of infidelity. Always think before you act. Ask yourself a series of questions. How will this end up? Always put one and two together. Think of the negative and the positive. And ask yourself, if your spouse gets to find out about the relationship, How is it going to end up for you? Alright, now Moti is not happy that her marriage has ended like this and ended as a result of her act of infidelity, which is very, very shameful because one, she is a celebrity, and two, you have kids, three, you have your husband, and four, you were not even divorced, you were all living together as a couple. You decided that you want to cheat and sleep around, knowing that you have your own family there. I don't know why some people are married yet they still look outside. Then why did you marry if you can't stick to your spouse? Or if things have gone wrong? Yes, not all marriages are, no marriage is even perfect. At the point you start having issues, when you think the marriage is falling apart, try to fix it before it completely falls apart. There are different avenues. I would keep repeating this. Seek for help while you can when your marriage is already at the verge of falling. Communicate with your family members. If you're not seeing any headway, communicate with your church leaders or your various religious leaders, or seek counseling or meet a therapist. There are organizations out there that help marriages that are falling apart. It's not better than you going to cheat and then your marriage will crash as a result of you cheating. Please try to fix your marriages rather than getting a third party involved, rather than having an affair. That's a third party. Because once that person is not married to you and you are involved with the person, obviously you don't expect your marriage to go on smoothly once your spouse gets to find out. Friends, what do you all think about this? Motilola, who is an actress, getting involved with her own boss, Kunle Afford, and they are both married. And with the wife, that's Disola, who is the wife to Kunle Afford, now said the last child that Motilola has for her husband is not for her own husband, who is a military man, rather is for her own husband, who is the actor Kunle. And that has stirred a lot of problems in Motilola's marriage that has led to her husband leaving the home, not wanting to be with her or the children anymore. How bad can this be? Friends, what do you all think about this? Please, if you have anything to say, you could put that down at the comment section. Friends, thank you for coming up today. Please do not forget to hit on the like button. Also subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. Thank you. God bless you all.